Welcome to Part 64 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations.
Yeah, Trials and Tribulations.
I've had enough of us to go through with this already, Godo.
Yeah, where the hell are you exactly, anyway?
I'm taking a nice jacuzzi.
I bet you are. I bet you are, because the prosecutors just have all that in a bag of chips, don't they?
Yeah, well, it's pretty chilly today, huh? My brain doesn't work properly in the cold.
Your brain doesn't work at all.
Oh, he sounds like,
Oh, no, my brain doesn't work properly in the
He sounds like
too.
Sister Bikini, he says that.
I'm a weak in the head.
Who, me?
There are some things you're better off not advertising, Gumshoe.
The thing about his brain not working in winter.
What are you on about? What are you on about? Me?
No, Gumshoe.
I still can't believe it, pal. I never guessed there was a sword in that thing. Sure, there isn't any blood left on it, but there's a good chance this is the murder weapon, pal.
But this is Miss Dunham's staff, right? That would mean she was killed with her own weapon.
Well, I guess so.
Well, she could have always had that on her, you know, as the master. It's like a form of protection. I guess close family would have known about it.
Or maybe she actually drew it to attack whoever she was, like, attacking her, but instead the attacker got it from her and stabbed her with.
Maybe. So what was she doing carrying a sword around with her?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
And there's gotta be a good answer to it, I guess. Good luck finding it, pal.
Are you
Beginning
going
to see
help?
why he receives the salary he does.
Well, if he receives it all.
Oh no, he gets it. It's probably the bare
I've seen
minimum.
this lady someplace before. Isn't she that jaw-droppingly large strawberry desert woman?
Dessert.
Oh yeah, she's Pearlface's mother, right?
Yeah, about that. That's right.
She was involved in that incident in Corainville just here, wasn't she? Hey, she was the one who did it.
Yeah, good for co-conspirator. Why doesn't he think his whole thought through before opening his mouth?
Yeah, that was one ugly case, huh, pal?
Was. I don't know. The more we look at this case, the more I feel like that one never ended.
She's locked up safe in solitary confinement at a detention center, though. At least we can rule out all of his case.
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
I haven't seen Mr. Edgeworth for about a year. Talk about a long time. Long time, no see.
Long time no see indeed.
Long time no see.
I don't know, probably to look cool.
Guys, I think Paige is finally cured.
There's a lot of weight attached to it research overseas, you
Okay,
know.
he didn't hear. Okay.
Once I've done my
Actually, I
stint in
did.
Paris,
Oh.
you'll have to call me Monsieur Gumchausseur.
You realize, Shiroy, that if I die of a brain aneurysm, you're responsible.
Phase
I
one,
didn't
denial.
start it.
Tell you what. We'll send you flowers from all over the world to the funeral.
Oh, great. Oh, great.
What she's up to.
Keeping an eye on Iris at the inner temple.
Oh, really? Phew. I can relax at least, now that you lost her.
She has a real thing for hitting you with that whip of hers, huh?
And you.
Yeah, and you.
Yeah, but I'm kinda getting used to it, which scares me a lot. So this one time she forgot her whip at home or something.
Wait, she did?
And, tell me, were you able to have a violence-free day?
No, she
You
made me
wish.
go and get it.
Nah, she slapped me instead.
Jesus.
I prefer the whip. Getting slapped all day makes you look like such a loser.
And being whipped doesn't? Then again, I get whipped a lot.
You can cover the scars, Phoenix.
True.
He was Miss Elise Dunham's apprentice, or so I heard.
Well, I suppose you could call him that. Though don't
guy
expect him to
reported
draw
me, you
magic. Well, lucky you, I suppose.
Yeah, but I had to pay him 50 cents for it.
That's pretty awful.
No, not.
Worms?
You aren't really interested about this guy either, huh?
In foods.
Well, he made a mockery of the court today and a mockery of me back in school. And yet, he still came through for me. For the crime he committed!
Oh, he doesn't know about the silhouette. Alright, let's mosey.
No.
Hi.
The main gate,
Bye.
That's my joke.
the suspension bridge,
Nope, nothing here.
to the inner temple gate,
No?
Where's the plot? We can't find the plot.
to the garden.
Oh, hi, Edgy.
Anything to say, Edgy?
Depends on what you have to show me. Is that your attorney's badge?
Oh my god, someone is directing accordingly.
I never imagined I'd ever see you wearing one of these, right? It's because of you that I became one, Edgeworth. Not that I have any regrets, I really don't. If you're trying to say thanks, you can start by saying it a little louder.
Or saying it at all.
What do you think about this, Edgeworth? Sorry, Wright. You're a defense attorney, and I'm a prosecutor. It wouldn't be right for us to discuss things so intimately.
Where exactly is that a rule?
But you were acting for the defense in the trial today.
So what?
Edgeworth,
To
are
his
you...
dismay.
So prosecutors and defense attorneys can't be friends? What kind of logic is that?
Nah, Edgeworth's just trying to hide something from Phoenix. Yes, and it really works. It helped my fever go down quicker, I'm sure of it.
Remember, despite everything, Edgeworth still isn't great with feelings.
So you say. But your face is as white as a sheet.
Then the cure is
Anyway,
simple, it's to
it's-
play all David Cage games.
It seems to me like there's something going on between the two of you.
I think those might
Actually,
leave him an emotionless husk, to be honest.
I don't know why, but there's something about Iris that just tugs at me. Can't figure out whether I feel like I know her or I don't know her at all.
Gee, I wonder.
You have no idea how many variations of the same theory I have. I need to write them all down.
I know, right?
I don't know.
Although,
I guess
no,
I don't know. I guess it pretty easily, honestly.
Well, to be fair, I'm guessing you weren't able to guess the exact specifics of how things went down at this point.
Yeah, basically I have an idea of what the solution is, but there are different routes I feel like they're going with this. That's the thing. But
Well,
most of them are on the same page.
When I say that I called it, I mean I called the solution, not the way we go to it.
Be specific which solution, because there are several.
Well, I can't because spoilers.
Fair point.
True.
Actually, I have to say I'm especially proud of you for keeping from.
Well, I can say
spoiling
I can say this from already from the previous trial. I knew what the fuck was up with the drawing.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh,
still
I wasn't
don't-
referring to the drawing specific.
I know.
referring to
I'm just
something
saying. I'm just saying that that's one thing that I can say.
Yeah. Basically, believe it or not, from what we know already, you can actually piece together
Yeah.
most of what happened.
Pretty much, yeah.
The magic in it, though, is how it all comes together, though. That is definitely hard to see coming. Granted, you might be able to see it coming, but it's definitely hidden cleverly.
It's definitely it's a good balance. It's not all I can be on two souls where, oh, Island is my twin brother, surprising absolutely nobody.
Yeah. I definitely would say that this is, despite what a lot of people say about Feral My Turnabout, I still think that this is Shitakumi's best ever written Ace Attorney case.
Oh no, I definitely agree with that. Like, I still think Ghost Trick is his best game by far.
Well,
but...
I was talking Ace Attorney wise.
I know. This is definitely his second best game, and this is the best case he's written. I agree with that.
So anyway, the problem is she didn't know the name of this twin. There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently, her sister was raised by her father, a jeweler, I think.
He was called Mr. Goldstein.
Jeweler? Right.
Wait, Edgeworth knows something?
I might just know who this twin sister of hers is.
The father's... I got it, guys. The father's name was...
Gee, I wonder who it is.
Let me
We have
guess.
no idea what
Get it?
the fuck
Get it, guys?
Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right?
Ding ding ding! What does he win, folks? A new car!
A new car, I'll take it. Yes, exactly.
I get the feeling from the dialogue that they've actually known, like, they're fully well aware of the girl's name for a long time. They just didn't want to say it.
Well, both of them knew her in quite strong ways.
I haven't been this surprised since Brad Keane. This not surprised since Brad Keane announced his return to YouTube for the 15th time.
This, folks, is what we
Stop
call
attacking my family, Phoenix.
This, folks, is what we call dramatic irony, where the people outside the story see it coming, but the characters inside the story don't.
Alright, a person died in that trial.
You're talking
Yeah,
about
he poisoned
Terry
himself
Falls, right?
willingly.
It was poisoned by poison.
You know about
You're
that
asking
case?
me?
You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne.
Everyone on planet Earth who played this game.
I checked one of Mia's old files from 6
Actually,
years
judging
ago.
by the picture, Phoenix is probably checking the Porygon episode from Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yes. Dahlia was a key witness
So that's
in
why
that
he's
case.
actually in hospital.
I never actually saw that episode specifically because of the concerns of it.
Dahlia and Terry Falls
I saw
conspired together
slowed
to stage a
down version.
kidnapping.
And then it was bothering me, but
I
then it
understand
probably bothered
all
me more than
the-
most anyway.
I understand the flashy stuff, but negating the appearance of a Pokemon for the rest of the entire anime is just stupid, if you ask me.
So... No, just be careful with how you utilize
Well, that's just
it, really.
there's one thing that has been proven through history too, is that big companies deal really badly with controversy.
True.
I know, right?
I'd
Anyway,
rather
yeah,
forget
you-
it never happened.
This is just
So
the
anyway-
recap.
Unless
5
you're
years
trying
after
to-
that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. That's right, there was another sister. Her sister? Well, her stepsister, actually. They went blood-related.
So the jeweler is actually called Hawthorne. Okay.
Now all we need is for the two twin sisters to meet, and this will become a soap opera.
But we can't have that.
This is when she entered my life.
It's like an episode. It's like that.
That's
It's
just
like
history.
an
She
episode
even
of Great.
has an umbrella.
The woman who tried to kill
It's
me.
almost kind of like How I Met Your Mother.
About that.
Except this is better.
Yeah.
So, after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia?
So...
Did you check that out?
So Ace Attorney live action with Neil Patrick Harris as Edgeworth.
Now, that could be awesome.
But considering,
Like I said,
Neil Patrick
Dahlia
Harris
isn't
is a,
connected with this case.
considering Neil Patrick Harris did a good job playing a villain in Unfortunate.
Oh, here we
What
go.
do you think he'd be good as playing as in
Hold
this
on.
scene?
Anyway, go ahead,
Hold
Joe.
It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead.
Well,
No shit, man.
Yeah.
What?
She's dead.
Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. There you have it, confirmation. Only this kind of runs a hole into a few theories.
Does it?
What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth?
She's dead, you moron.
She's an ex-person, Phoenix.
Look, Phoenix. When have we ever seen a guilty party go to prison and somehow come back? Aside from a certain prosecutor from 2 games from now.
Ace Attorney Investigations 2?
Anyway,
Oh, that hasn't happened yet, development-wise.
Yeah, Yamazaki hasn't come up with that yet.
Yeah.
The crossover, which chronologically takes place before
No, it
this
hasn't been developed yet at this point. Sorry, Joe.
a lot.
I remember the
Sorry,
podcast
I
version.
was about to send something to Jovah while it was still in my head. Sorry.
It's like she was possessed by a demon or something.
Was my
No,
was my
Or it's
Phoenix.
almost like she is a demon. This woman is a demon.
Hey, Jovah was
Yeah,
my,
exactly.
To quote me.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Jovah, was my demon voice good there?
Look, Phoenix. Look.
You sounded
So
like
there
Emma,
you go.
Emma
She was-
Stone.
Yeah, there you go. She was executed.
Last month.
Wow, it took that much.
Yep. Well, that's the thing.
Actually, gathering from a future game, I've kind of deduced that the inmates are on death row for quite a while.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Death row can vary. In fact, sometimes people are able to get death row overturned at some point and just get it to life.
Look, Phoenix, Puzzlette even showed her hands to show that she has horns. I mean, come on, did you need her to do it too?
Anyway, she's dead. And once someone is dead, there is no way to revive them.
About that.
There's no way to revive the dead.
Debatable.
I wonder.
Yeah, what?
It's not
It
probably
seems you're not
revived,
aware of one
but-
other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother.
Oh, Phoenix.
Well, remember, it wasn't in case 2-2 because it was still away.
Oh, he's about to tie together a spirit medium from a branch family of the Karain channeling technique. Did you say Karain channeling technique?
You see, Edgeworth, if we're
Do
going
you
to
know something about it?
Edgeworth, if we're going to repeat everything we say, this conversation is going to take twice as
Yes,
long.
I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago.
Time for
DL6?
Yeah, we've been over this.
Oh, remember, Shiro, this is for people who haven't played the first game.
Hashtag DLC.
Stop
Wait, you
beating my
this is the. Are they using kind of the wrong music?
No. It's the Karain Village theme, which makes sense since we're talking about the spirit channeling.
What about the theme from the fourth case of game 1?
The DL6 theme?
Yeah.
Honestly, either works. Besides, we played it quite a few times this case already. As a result of our efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. Actually, about that, Edgeworth, it was actually your father who lied because he was protecting you. Then again, Edgeworth probably doesn't like that idea. Go to the police records room. It's all in there. Don't worry, I went to the police records room to check that file last time. Didn't go so well for me.
Yeah.
He got tasered.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're not going back there again.
of course. How could I forget?
It's like
Edgeworth.
it's like a conditional reflex, just Shiro, kind of like those hamster that you pest them with electricity.
Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then you'll see the Karain channeling technique is real. Maybe in this very trial, maybe.
I doubt it.
He's he's being kind of like Seto Kaiba right now, where he just refuses everybody.
Yeah,
To be fair, unlike Seto Kaiba, Miles Edgeworth has the excuse that, well, this thing kind of haunted him for over a decade. I mean, even if he were to learn the truth and stuff, he's probably still not taking to some of the finer details that well. Like, seriously, how would you feel if it turned out that your only parent was murdered, and then when they were brought back from the life...
he's actually he's actually like I forgot the name, Butler, I think it's called, the protagonist of Umineko.
Oh, Battler, you mean?
Yeah, because despite despite everything, basically the main focus of that game is kind of like an Ace Attorney game, but it involves magic and shit, and the job of the protagonist is literally bluff the shit out of it and demonstrate scientifically things that actually happened with magic.
I know, right? Funny thing
Anyway.
is that it's time you told me the truth.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright.
Cue the tell the
Oh,
truth
fuck
theme.
off.
No.
Oh, cue Psycho Locks.
Oh, only 3.
Psycho locks.
Truthfully, only one other thing that's been bothering me. If I can just break this psych lock, I might be able to answer that question as well. What could it be?
The question,
Take that! Okay, here we go.
when is the next Blade film coming out?
I think it's time you told the chief about what you were doing on that night.
Oh Lord.
You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth?
Yes, that's where I was.
Liar.
Twitch, just because she has Cyclops, you're assuming? Never mind.
Don't assume.
Chris, you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too, but I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder.
Bikini.
Take that!
Yeah, obviously.
The one truthful witness in the franchise so far. Talking about Sister Bikini, of course. Well,
Sister Bikini.
I guess unless we count... No. Even Mo had something to lie about at some point.
And besides, anyway, that night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but... well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte return to Azakura Temple.
What was that you were saying about Mo to you?
He saw what happened. He saw what happened with the whole cape and shit, and he genuinely believed that it was Maximilian flying. So
Dude.
yeah,
Well, that's not really a lie, considering he
that's
actually
just being
believed
plain
it.
stupid. At least
Yeah.
Bikini seems to use more of her brain.
That too. How about that? Bikini is quite possibly the ultimate truthful witness in that case.
That's very impressive, Mr. Wright.
There we go.
All right.
Didn't even flinch.
The Acolyte's actual training was due to start at 10 o'clock that night.
So she don't miss news at 10 then?
I left the main hall early, so I wouldn't be late.
Interesting. What time was that?
Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So, I would have left at about 9:40 p.m., I think.
Liar.
Wow,
You
didn't take you
literally
long to
just did
find
the
out,
math.
right?
You literally just did the math right in front of us.
I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you.
I don't know, she's a Hawthorne. So...
That's
Now you
racist.
say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m. You say doesn't add up with this.
it doesn't add up.
Take that! You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember?
Well, shit.
You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night.
Ah,
No.
Plus, only moments before you rang that bell,
Yes.
you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have.
Myself.
who's that?
Me.
Yeah, I thought so. Phoenix has got such an ego.
Mr. Wright.
Oh,
We
trust me,
even
Dwebs.
spoke a little
Wait.
that evening.
Oh, trust me, Dwebs. Wait till it's Attorney 5 where everybody treats him like a god.
Never mind.
Absolutely
Never mind
this.
that. Is that attitude in a certain Apollo Justice case always rubbed me the wrong way?
Oh, is it?
Case 4.
Yeah.
Well, everybody hates Case 4, so...
Is that a Turnabout Serenade?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, is it free? Is it 3 or 4?
No. This was talking about case 4. Case 3 is Turnabout Serenade.
Oh, it's free. Okay,
Oh.
never mind. I got the numbers wrong.
Anyway,
Anyway, at 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in two different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's going on, Iris.
No.
So far,
How about no?
how about yes then? So far, I've managed to prove two things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the Inner Temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility.
You're lying. There were two of you, weren't there?
On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. Which means there must have been 2 of you! I can't
Adolf
think of any other
Hitler!
explanation,
2 of
Iris.
you!
But that's crazy. How could that be?
That moment when you realized that the fact that the victim was supposedly at 2 places during Turnabout Rise from the Ashes
It was
is
a
reference to
clone.
this.
There's only one of me. That's impossible.
It was the jackal. It was the jackal who did it.
I think I'm a
Clones.
clone now.
I
There's
think
always 2 of me just
hanging
hanging around.
Adam, the way you're trembling seems to suggest I'm right.
You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me?
And again, I guess I'd tremble if somebody told me that I have a look-alike.
For a second there, the sound lost one of its audio channels.
Yeah, does that from time to
Then
time.
show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there is more than one of me.
Okay
Here we
then.
go.
Take that!
Who
I am-
would have been channeling the other?
That's a good question. You have
Maya.
a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps, but Maya's in the secret cavern, isn't she?
Well, we don't even know that.
Wait, Pearl wasn't forced to channel.
That's the only other place she could be, as far as we know. That's
And
right.
there is
But we
something
don't
to
really
tell
have-
us.
We don't really have anything else. Well, anyone else, I should say.
Are you sure we don't have any other channeler here aside from Maya Shiroi?
Oh,
Sister
for fuck's sake.
Bikini.
I would like to
Well,
clarify.
the Sister Bikini, Pearl, and Maya.
Her sentence was
Anyway.
carried out recently, wasn't it?
Oh.
You know,
Hey guys, I got a theory. What if Dahlia was channeling Iris, or Iris was channeling Dahlia?
It was her
Yeah,
twins.
but that's the thing. They need to be. There is someone else we need to channel Dahlia in order for them to be at
Yeah.
2 at the same time.
Whichever one of them is, whichever one of them was actually being channeled, someone else would have had to have channeled the other.
Anyway, go ahead.
Forgotten, Iris. This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Kurain channeling technique. You forgot your own testimony and you forgot whatever grounds these are on. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. That's the secret you've been trying to hide from me.
Oh, that.
Uh,
Oh, finally.
Unlock successful.
Unfortunately, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not of the actual gate, but
All right, let's go.
I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew. I knew it was my sister.
Did you now?
Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month.
Call her the other half of you.
how was she
Well-
killed? Lethal
well-
injection, firing squad.
well, I'm not an expert on this. I would like to clarify that before I say anything. But from what I've seen, apparently there's a special connection between twins that cannot be achieved through other kind of relationships. Like I
Yep,
think.
that's the thing.
It hasn't been. It's most likely still urban legend. It hasn't been tested in any scientific.
Well, there's no way to
No.
test it. That's the thing.
Yeah, true. I mean, a lot of twins do claim to have that feeling, so it's something people do bring up a lot. It's not scientifically proven, but yeah, that's a thing you hear a lot.
Because my sister always does the right thing.
Excuse me?
Exactly.
Yeah. Say what now?
Motherfucker.
Because I mustn't get in the way of what she
And there you go. Now we just got a full insight into their relationship as sisters.
She's a manipulative bitch.
She's consistent. She basically Iris is a fucking dumbass who just does everything Dolly asks her to.
I already betrayed her once. I can't do it again.
Honey, look.
You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way.
No, it isn't.
Iris, what the
She's
heck?
dead. She doesn't have, like, she's not holding anything over you anymore.
No, I got it, guys. She loves being told what to do.
Not just that, Liz, but honey.
Oh, so that's why we left Francisco with it.
Not just that, Liz, but honey, you need to learn that maybe she's, even though she's a sister, maybe she's a terrible person. How about that? Consider that theory for a bit.
Can we remove the maybe from that? Consider the fact that your sister's a terrible person.
Okay, either you're the only person in the world that your sister was ever kind to, or she has peer pressured the heck out of you.
I'm gonna go with the
The
latter.
start of it all. It twisted her entire testimony. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life.
As she deserved, I guess.
Yeah, but
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
I can't argue with that. It's all because I betrayed her.
Everybody betrayed
What?
him, and now with his word.
Hello, do we have a new catalyst here? How did you betray her, Iris?
There was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain was where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing.
And no one knew about her because there was no connection between her and Dolly at the time as far as everyone knew. Because of old Daddy Hawthorne.
Goody.
I got scared, so I ran away.
She backed down on the plan, go figure. I wonder why. What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful.
Don't you mean that's
I
awful?
I promised that I'd help.
She's a sadomasochist. She loves being.
She didn't do it for the money.
She did it because it turns her. She did it because it turns her on.
Huh?
That's
It was
weird.
revenge on my father.
Turns out, she didn't steal the jewel for money, she stole it for revenge.
Sweet
Revenge.
revenge.
Eh,
Let's see where this goes.
that's only the bonus. The real reason was because it turns her on.
The money.
No.
Isn't she a bit young for that at that time?
Jovah, let me remind you who we're dealing with here.
Anyway,
Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fey family.
which kind of makes... Oh,
The main family had a lot of influence in many business and circles at the time.
you know, when you think about it, that was when she was locking horns with Mia in court, that was pretty much them bringing the family feuds only into the court, since she's technically Mia's cousin.
It's always about the fucking family.
That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place.
You can't go against the family too?
I don't know, it's just that
Family.
world's
plan
oldest
backfired.
problems.
Anyway,
Because our mother's sister took it all from her, she took over as the master of Karain.
and then he dumped her.
Well, lech.
What a cunt.
Yeah,
That would be Misty Fey, Maya's mother.
But before long, the credibility of Karain tradition hit rock bottom.
And now it comes into play. DL6 is what gave Morgan Fay the opportunity to try and drag Maya and her mother down from
How
power.
The
charming.
new master, Mystic Misty Fey, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident.
Stop
She
eating
was-
my
she was the one
Hashtag
that-
DL6.
She was the one that caused all the shit with the bullet.
After that happened, yes, she was channeling Manfred von Thal.
Oh god.
My father took me and my twin sister away. He hated the place. He saw it was a hick
Hick
dive,
dive.
but he had no reason to stay there.
That's when you came here to Hazakura Temple.
Yes. The woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie.
And unfortunately, she was in the police.
It's like a Cinderella story, only it's Cinderella herself who's the evil one.
I had no place in his new family.
Considering all the adaptation that has been made in general, Jovah, I'm surprised no one has done something like that.
There actually is a show called Grimm, which actually did do the twist that Cinderella's the bad guy.
I haven't seen another one since then. Having the Master Seed stolen from her and being rejected by her own family?
So when you mention usually traditionally good guy in fairy tales being bad, there was a series of unfortunate events episodes where, in the point of view of Lemony Snicket, the Little Red Riding Hood was the villain because he called her a rude little girl who wandered into the forest that was bullying the wolf.
So there you go, guys. It turns out Dahlia stole the gem not for money, but apparently to avenge the Faye family.
Of course, make the Faye family great again.
So basically, when you get down to it, what Dahlia was trying to do for the Faye family ended up turning her against the Faye family because then Mia Faye came to challenge her, and now you know why she reacted the way she did when she first heard Mia Faye's name.
Great job.
So wouldn't you know, a valiant plot for revenge turned her into even more of a monster, because then she just started committing crime after crime to try and cover her tracks. Iris, there's just one more thing I have to ask.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister Dahlia Hawthorne poisoned a lawyer, she began relations with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. By the way, guess who was the lawyer she poisoned?
I know who it is.
I know who it is too.
That college student. Have you heard anything about him?
She knows.
Well, I did hear one thing.
The college student was you.
She said she hated his guts. Are we talking about Dahlia or
Sorry,
Francisca?
Phoenix, you got cock-blocked by a dead person. Congratulations.
Phoenix, your number's up next.
Whatever.
Your help.
You're welcome.
Whatever. Whatever. She hits everybody.
Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. There's still much to investigate.
Although, it's funny you mention him getting cockblocked. Oh, it's funny you mention that.
Leave these locks to me.
You'll see.
I don't wanna.
Thank you. I suppose I'd better continue my investigation. Still one giant secret left to unlock.
Don't you get it, Shiva? That's the curse right there. Phoenix is gonna die a virgin.
Well, actually, when you think about it...
No, Pedro, it's like that scene in Beavis and Butthead. Here lies Phoenix, he never scored.
Actually,
yeah, pretty much.
Although, when you think about it, guys, when you think about it, if Phoenix had scored with Dahlia, then he would have run the risk of continuing Morgan Faye's French family line, and that would have continued the feud when you think about it.
Funny you mentioned
that, and
that's kind of the Kickstarter of the entire plot of the Tekken games.
And during the act itself, she would rip out his heart and eat it. So obviously he wouldn't be here to tell a tale anyway. So
yeah, once she was sure she was pregnant, she'd rip out.
Your heart belongs to me, Curtis. It always has.
Anyway, see you
for the next one, folks.
See ya.
See you, everybody.